What's going on, guys? Today we're going to look at the Hohem iSteady X2 smartphone gimbal. Thank you Hohem for sending this over and for sponsoring today's video. But don't worry guys, even though this video is sponsored, I can still tell you my opinions about this gimbal. So let's get right into it. So the first thing I noticed about this gimbal is its size and its weight. By far, this is actually one of the smaller gimbals that I've had the chance of using with my smartphone. And if you've known me for years, on my channel, I'm used to using a lot of big rigs, okay? Sometimes overly excessive big rigs for my cameras. So smartphone filmmaking, smartphone video creation is kind of still new to me because I don't use it that often. But if it's a gimbal, yeah, I want to get my hands on it. First thing off the bat, it does fold up, as I mentioned. It locks into place using this thumb screw right here. And then once you prop up the roll motor, which is also the tilt motor, you can then, install the tripod on the bottom, which is also plastic. So, it's not meant for heavier setups. So for this gimbal, it is pretty easy to just mount on the table. So that's good. And also with this gimbal, we get this tiny remote, which is responsible for controlling remote shooting when you use the Hohem app. Now, when we're comparing the footage with this gimbal, it overall shoots very smooth. Obviously, it shoots the best when I'm set to wide angle on the iPhone 12 Pro Max. And even at the telephoto and mid-range zoom, you get pretty decent performance out of this gimbal. Now, I wouldn't recommend this gimbal for heavier smartphone cameras because whenever I want to do some major tilts, sometimes the gimbal can't really hold that weight. So if you have the smaller version of the iPhone 13 or 12 or something within that range, then this gimbal is perfect. But for the Pro Max and all that stuff, those types of larger smartphones, I wouldn't recommend it on this gimbal. But this is definitely the most compact you can get when it comes down to a gimbal. So on the front of the gimbal, we have our current battery status indicated by 3 LED lights. Power indicator, also it tells you if the gimbal is not properly balanced. This little green LED right here, when it hits red, that means you're not properly balanced. We also have a responsive joystick here, which is controlling your tilt and your pans. Very traditional on gimbals. We also have the power button, and we have the picture taking or video recording button. On the other side here, we have a USB-C port, which is meant for charging, and we have a zoom toggle switch. Now, most of these buttons will only work if you use the Hohem app, so let's have a closer look at this app. Now, surprisingly, the Hohem app has one of the better object tracking features that I've seen. It's the most accurate that I've seen, and this is really good if you want to shoot a lot of vlogs. Like, for example, I joined an electric unicycle group, and I want to get shots of me riding all the time, so I'll be bringing this gimbal with me to get some cool, flyby driving shots using that object tracking feature. And it's pretty sensitive, which is great because if you start off large and end up small, like back far into the frame, it's still gonna track you, which I really, really like. We also have other options like facial tracking or facial recognition and gesture control, which is also gonna help you out. If you set down your gimbal far away from you, you can just hold up your hand like this and it's gonna automatically take a photo or video of you. Now, I wanna talk more about the test footage here. Overall, yes, it is a smooth gimbal, but with smaller smartphones. Comparing the wide to the medium and to the telephoto footage, you can see some minor bumps in the telephoto and in the mid-range zoom, but the wide angle looks fantastic. And also the app has its own way of turning on and off the image stabilization, so you can use that to help smooth out some more bumps in your shots too. And within the app, we also have all the traditional pan follow, pan tilt, and lock modes for the gimbal, so you can get different types of shots as well. So for the holiday season, if you're looking for a small compact gimbal like this, then I would recommend the X2 iSteady gimbal from Hohem. I think it's a really tiny, unique gimbal, and again, meant for those smaller smartphones. So if you're interested, check out the link down below. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. If you are hesitant about purchasing any sort of film equipment, let me know in the comment section because I do like to answer those types of questions. And you can also DM me at momentum_productions. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Peace.